All right, I'm getting ready to do steaks today. So I've got six ribeyes, and these are a little bit less, just a small amount less than a pound each. So anyway, I'm gonna sit down here and talk to you a little bit and tell you how I'm gonna do it. Let me get situated right here. All righty. I usually leave mine right in the packs. We'll put them on far, so I don't have to worry about washing them. Far is what cures them. Fire, I call it fire, whatever you want to call it. Anyhow, let's start out with I use black pepper, salt, and dry rub steakhouse seasoning. Okay, what we're going to do is start out with the black pepper first, and I usually put it pretty decent amount of it on it, because you lose a lot of that when the fat melts. Ribeye's got a little bit more fat. I could trim some of that fat off of these, but that will help the fire flare up and singe the steaks better, leaving some fat on it. A lot of people don't know that. They think, but you don't have to eat the fat just because the fat's left on your meat. You can cut that off of it. Well, anyway, they had these, I think, $7.99 a pound or something like that. So it wasn't too bad of a deal on these. Nowadays, ribeyes are going about $13 or $14 a pound. Some of them more, some places more than that, I guess, depending on what grade that you get, I guess. These are not a top grade ribeye. But anyhow, the ribeye. That's my favorite type of steak, is a ribeye. Next in line behind it would be a New York strip for me. And the next behind it would be T-bone. And my wife likes New York strips. My son, Ben, likes New York strips. So anyhow, I'm trying to get these ready to season, let them get a little bit closer to room temperature, a little bit closer before I put them on here a little bit. But anyway, I usually put a pretty good lot of seasoning on. I season both sides. So you're not going to over season them hardly unless you do it with salt or too much pepper maybe. But if you use dry seasoning, a lot of that comes off when the oil starts coming out of the steak and it starts frying on the bacon on the fire. You know, you just take my hands. I just washed them before I come in and started this. Kind of mash it down a little bit on it so it won't. And if you let that sit for a little while before you turn it over, you won't lose all the stuff that's on it when you turn it. Let it sit about 10 minutes between turning it over and seasoning the other side. Then when you get the other side seasoned, let it sit for a little while too before you put it on the grill. So what it will do, some of it will soak right into the meat. So it's a pretty good looking ribeyes, and that's what we're having: baked potatoes, ribeyes, and salad. I don't know if the old lady's gonna throw anything else together. I call her old lady. She'll get mad if she hears that. My wife, bless her little heart. But now, I'm just happy with a baked potato and steak. I don't have to have nothing else with it. That's down my alley right there. If I've got a baked potato with butter and sour cream and a steak, and I'd rather have that than anything else that you put with a steak, a baked potato. And I like the gold baked potatoes the best, and sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. Sometimes they're not readily available. But any kind of potato is better than no potato, the way I look at it. And any kind of butter is better than no kind of butter on your potato. And any kind of steak is better than no kind of steak. The way I believe is get whatever you can and get the best deal on it you can get. Don't matter how much money you got. Get if you got a lot or a little. If you search around and look around a little bit, sometimes you'll run into good deals on stuff. Sometimes I get, and people will think I'm lying, but sometimes I'll find steaks on sale for $4 a pound. I'm talking about T-bone, and can get them cut any thickness that you want. Sometimes I can get, but now ribeyes, I don't hardly ever get them hardly that cheap. Sometimes I can get them $6 a pound. Sometimes New York strips are about $5 or $6 a pound. But ribeyes, it's hard to get for $7.99 a pound. That's what these was. This didn't come from Walmart. Walmart's ribeyes were, I think, $13.95 or $14.95 a pound. These were $7.95 a pound. I'm not going to tell you where they come from, but you can search around, you'll find it. Well, anyhow, be back in a minute. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. A little bit of time lapse went by, and I just turned the steaks and getting ready to do the seasoning on the other side. Excuse me, making all the noise here. All right, let's do this side. Lighten up a little bit on the pepper, because these steaks is not hardly as thick as the last ones I did. Sometimes we do, if we can get a good deal on the steaks and stuff, we'll do steaks in the winter months when it snows on the ground. I'll go out and battle it. I'll stand around and go in and out, or stand out there bundled up and use that grill. Don't matter what kind of weather. Even if it's raining, I'll stand under the eaves or going out the door long enough to turn it and stuff. Just watch and turn it on time, see. I'm gonna put this much salt on this side, about half the amount I did the other one. Alrighty, now let's do this. Let's get this one. Now this right here don't hurt to put it on there. Pretty see. It's got some salt in it. Alright, that's what I have to do. I was hoping to get some catfish today over to the lake when we went over there, but the lake, there wasn't nothing biting. I caught one little old tiny fish at garter or whatever you call this little old, not much bigger than a minnow. I threw it back, so here. We're gonna let it sit for a little while longer, then we'll be going out to the grill. All right, let me see. I got to make sure I'm recording. All right, we're out here with the steaks, getting ready to put them on. Got the grill up to 300, and I'm gonna cut it down on about halfway on medium. I got 2 of the burners going. I got 6 steaks getting ready to go on, and that's how it's gonna roll. Just hang on here just a minute. Let's put them on. All right, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. That's pretty. These are thicker than what I thought they was. I guess they'll do. I'm back up too far. I can make it a little closer. Alright, got 2 sets of burners going. Alrighty. Lost a little bit of the temperature, but it will build right back up. I'll be right back. I'm going to tell you, and forgot to, when I was putting the steak seasoning on it, that's McCormick's Grillmeister Montreal steak seasoning on these steaks. In case anyone's interested in it, You can get those big containers of that from Sam's for about $10, and it lasts a pretty good while. I usually transfer it over into a smaller container. I use that Blackstone one, but that's not Blackstone seasoning. That's McCormick's Grill Master steak seasoning, Montreal steak seasoning. Well, and I like the taste of that. I mean, that's not cheap steak seasoning. It's about $10 a bottle. And we're gonna cook these steaks. I was gonna tell you before I forget. We're gonna cook these steaks on about 300 and adjust the temperature to whatever it takes to get that. I usually start out on a high burner to get the temperature up around 300, and then I'll put it down on medium. And the first time I turn the steaks, I usually let them go 5 minutes on each side at 300. Now the steaks wasn't hardly room temperature, but it wasn't refrigerator temperature neither. It was like I'd just say 60 degrees or something. The steaks was. I let them set out for about an hour on the table in the dining room, getting them up a little bit warmer temperature to make them cook better and to let them season better with the seasoning already on. Well, anyhow, it usually takes about, for steaks that size, a little bit less than a pound, 6 of them, it's 300 degrees, will usually take about 25 minutes altogether. I let go 5 minutes on each side, then 2.5 minutes on each side, and then after I get down to the last 5 minutes to where I think they're getting pretty close to where I want them, a medium rare, I will take a knife and cut into one of them to see how close I am. I'll test them within 5 minutes to being finished cooking. And anyhow, you can see the temperature's running right at almost 300. That's good enough. And unless it flares up or something, that's where it'll stay. Now, some steaks cook hotter. You can set the temperature on your oven a certain temperature, and it'll cook hotter, faster than the other cut of steaks will, simply because of the amount of fat in them, and so forth. And if you use oil on them before you put, if you put a little bit of olive oil or butter or something on them before you put your seasoning on them, I don't. Now, if I had a real dry looking steak, I would, but these steaks didn't look dry. You can use your own judgment. If you have one in the freezer, for long, you may want to put a little bit of oil on them before you put the seasoning on them, because they dry out when they're froze. Don't ask me how or why, they just do. And they get a little bit tougher, so anyhow, it takes longer to get them up to close to room temperature if they've been in the freezer. And I just don't think it tastes as good. If you can get them and them be fresh instead of froze, and keep them in a refrigerator for up to about a week, maybe, if you have to have them, if you're getting them ahead of time, like catching them on sale, that'll work better than it works better for me than freezing them, than having to pull them out and then froze and deal with them being froze, taking longer to get to almost room temperature, and losing the quality of the taste. To me, it loses some quality. Your opinion might be different, which is fine, you know, and you might want your steaks cooked a different doneness than I do, which is also fine. Everybody in my family likes medium rare to medium, kind of in between a medium rare to medium. They like it a little bit pink on the inside, but not bloody. And don't have to be singed on the outside and blood running out the inside. But now, if you like it like that, it's up to you. If you want it that way, you eat it that way. I don't like them that way. Well, anyhow, I'll be right back with you. I'm going to turn the steaks the first time. You'll see how they're coming along. That was 5 minutes now. And you can see they're not hurt. They're on 300. You can see how that they're coming along. If you cook them too fast, it don't seem like to me it would get to the point where you're got the flavor in it, because you put all that seasoning on them. You know, it just, you got to give it time to soak in. That seasoning does. That helps the flavor, helps the tenderness. But you cook your steak your way. I'm just telling you how I do, and it comes out. Everybody brags on my steaks, and I'm what you call the grill master here at, on our El Rancherio here. El Rancherio is going to have grass cut here in a few days. We got a little over 2 acres of grass. Takes 2 lawnmowers, or 2 of us, about 1.5 hours to cut. We usually cut grass once a week, usually on a Friday or a Saturday, if the weather permits. I don't like cutting grass in that's wet or late in the evening after the dew's done fell. I just don't like it when it starts clogging up and don't scatter out good when you go out through your yard, and it leaves big lines. Count me out. I don't like letting it grow high enough to where it leaves big lines when you cut and eat it. So anyhow, and I cut mine down on about 1.5 inches. Pretty low compared to some people. Be right back when it comes time to turn them again. Time to check the steaks again and turn them. They've cooked 5 minutes on each side. Looks like they're doing pretty good. Sun's out so bright you can't hardly see, but I guess we'll live. I've seen worse before. Alrighty. I was going to tell you too, this grill is a 3-burner Genesis 2 Weber grill. It's got a 10-year guarantee. I've had it, I guess, close to 3.5 years, and I really like it. I've not had no problem at all with it yet. Never even had to change the batteries, and I couldn't tell you how many times I've used it. It's got automatic start right here, you know. You push a button, and a D battery, I think it is, or a C, kicks in the flame back there. And anyhow, it seems like everything works good on it. It's got, it don't roll around on the porch. It's got the 2 of the wheels down there. It's got like brakes on them, so you set them brakes, and it ain't going nowhere because it's too heavy. It takes 2 people to lift it. 2 people can lift it off the ground, you know. But it sets pretty heavy. It's not going to blow over. So anyhow, I just thought I'd tell you, it's got a doors down there with a shelf in it to put that's got a thing that catches the grease that comes down, and then there's another shelf below at the bottom of it you can put stuff onto if you need to. And but anyhow, you can see it's set up. I got a 30-pound tank, I think is what you call that, on it. And you can do other stuff with it too if you wanted to, but it's plenty good enough for me, you know. The sticker's coming off, but that don't hurt it. That don't hurt it. And I've done got well the use out of it already in a little over 3 years' time. Yeah, anyhow, talk back later. Like we got a helicopter coming over, maybe we can see it. I don't know if it's going to the hospital down the road, or to a crash site, or 2 of them. I guess you can see that. Might be the official one. They got 3 of them. They're military helicopters. They doing exercises, I'd say. Farther up in West Virginia, I've already heard about that. That's, well, whatever. Time to turn them again. I'm going to check them just in a few minutes. I don't want to get these too awful done. It's a certain way I want them. I'm going to try to get them medium rare if I can. where they're pink on the inside. So I'll be checking them here shortly. And these wasn't hardly as thick as I get them sometimes. So another 2 minutes and a half on each side, and I'll be checking it. Time for me to turn these steaks one more time and check them. My daughter's wanting hers. Of course, they're all about the same size. Some of them a little bit thicker and narrower than the other ones, so it may take a little bit longer on some of the other ones. It should be getting pretty close to where we're at. Let's just check and see. She said she wanted hers to be, I can tell that ain't hardly ready. See, when I punched it, I believe I could tell. Maybe I'm wrong. No, that's about it. It's almost where we need to be, I believe. I can't see because the sun's hitting me in the face. Got to go a little bit longer. Now, these other ones, not hardly that wide. Maybe about right. That there looks good. Alrighty, some of them ready. The thickest ones are gotta go just a little bit longer. So let's do this. Let's pull this back and put the little bit thinnest one, a little bit thinner. And let me see, that one right there is a little bit thinner. That one. Okay. That one got to go a little bit longer. That one got to go a little bit longer. A little bit longer on that. Medium rare is what them other ones is. I'm going to cut the heat back up. I had to cut it down because it flared up a while ago. Cut the heat up on high just for a minute till I get back up to 300, then put it back down to medium on so it'll hold that 300 temperature, or maybe a little bit better. Hope you're catching this. Okay, right back. It's going above 300, so I'm putting it back down to medium. I'm gonna turn them one more time, leave on 2.5 more minutes, and that's it. It's 3 of them a little bit thicker than the other 3. The other ones is medium rare now. You gotta go by the thickness. Let me cut it down just a little bit more. It's getting a little bit over 300. Probably flared up. Yep. I don't want too much of a flare up. The fat's cooking on it. Alrighty. Alrighty. 2.5 more minutes and we'll be taking them off. Be right back. I return it the last time, flaring up at fat burning off of it, which is perfectly okay. 2.5 more minutes and coming off, and they should be about the same as the other one was. I'm ready to take them off. I'm cutting the stove off. They flared up. Let me turn this a second one more time where the fat's coming off of them there. Alrighty. Get ready to pull them off. I'm going to tell you it's 65 degrees here today. You can see it maybe up on the thing up there. It's pretty sunny, a little bit of breeze blowing. It's a beautiful day today at the grill. We went over and started to fish. Well, you know, I caught one little old tiny fish and I didn't even save the video on it. I got rid of it, so. Yeah, everything's ready. Cut it off. Put this down. I'll put my knife up here so I can take it in with me. Cut my gas off. Always remember to cut your gas and your burners off. Cut your burners off first, and your gas off. That way it won't explode on you when you're trying to start it. And remember, when you cut the gas on, to make sure you got a battery working in there to ignite it. Get a lot of gas in there, and then all of a sudden a spark come out, will blow the lid off. That's hard to tell what might happen. So you have to make sure you keep a good battery and your igniter. Okay? All right, we'll see you inside. All right, I'm getting ready to cut this steak to see what I've got here. I've not cut this particular one yet. I cut the other ones, the thicker ones, and the ones they should be. This steak should be about
It's not going to come out of here. Trying to get a butter knife.
that right there is what I was looking for. See that? That's it. It's pink on the inside, but not bloody. So that's exactly what I want. Let me see if it's any good before the rest of the family gets in here. I gotta try it out just to see. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it. Boy, that's good. That's right. Man, a steak. Pull a piece of it out so I can see what kind of how it done. That's about right. That's medium rare. That's medium rare. Let me look at yours, man. See if it's medium rare too. Cut it in the center and cut a piece out.
Mine looks right.
Huh? Cut a piece in the center right where down the end you ain't gonna be able to tip.
Mine's ready.
Go cut it where I can see this camera.
Look.
Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Right there's mine. Again, I thought I'd show you the cut on it of how medium rare is the way I like to do it. Okay. That's the end of that. I'm gonna go ahead and eat.
Yum. We got somebody.